Hi everyone, I have a new video for you today, and I'm going to be working with these 3 pictures from my sister's trip to Cambodia, and she is actually hiding from a monkey. And the story behind these pictures is that she did not get the rabies vaccine before she went to Cambodia, which is recommended by it's on the State Department's list of recommended vaccines or whatever, because it's painful and expensive. And she just figured she wouldn't touch any animals while she was there. And she actually ended up getting into this sort of altercation, I guess, with this man in Cambodia who had a performing monkey. And as soon as she started running away from his monkey, he thought that was really funny. So he had his monkey chase her. And so she ends up hiding from this monkey behind this pillar. It's a really cute story. And the pictures turn out really well. Her traveling companion got some great shots of this. So, I'm going to scrap it. So there on the left, you see the man with his monkey, and there on the right, you see my sister hiding behind the pillar with the monkey. And then there's going to be a folder that flips over the top of the monkey looking for my sister, where she's behind that pillar there. So, really cute photos. I'm also trying something a little bit different with this video, and it has to do with the format of the video. Normally I make a lot of cuts and try to keep it as compact as possible and kind of keep it slower. So I'm just experimenting with making fewer cuts but speeding it up more so you see more of what I do, which might require less actual explanation in the voiceover. So, if you could just let me know what you like better. More cuts, less cuts. Longer videos, shorter videos, that sort of thing. I wowould really appreciate it. So what I did is I printed all my photos with a white border just to catch up. And then I cut the white border off one of the 2 photos up there in the left corner so that when I stuck them next to each other, there wasn't a double white border in between the 2 photos. And then I took just a strip of cardstock and folded it down the middle, and now I'm going to attach the photo that's going to flip open to the cardstock. And you've seen me do this before, where this photo will be on the outside of the page protector and everything else will be on the inside of the page protector. So it's going to work like that. And so now I just need to add adhesive to the back of the photos, and you can see me lining it up on my mat, and the reason I'm lining it up on my mat is so I leave enough room for the edge of the cardstock to slide underneath the edge of the photo. If I put adhesive all the way around the 4 sides, then I won't be able to get the cardstock underneath later when I go to adhere it through the page protector. So just make sure you give yourself at least the width of your cardstock, which in my case was a 1/2 inch, which is why I lined it up. And this tape, if you're wondering what it is, because it doesn't have a brand marking on it, this is Miracle Tape by Viva Las Vegas Stamps. And it's pretty much exactly the same as score tape, except it is half the price. Pretty much. But I've tested it and it's just as strong. I like it just as much. So now I gotta have adhesive on my photos, and I'm getting ready to build my page. So I went to my bag of scraps from the Recollections Here Today Tomorrow, something like that collection. I actually forget what it's called. It's been such a long time since I bought it. That's that paper collection that I've been trying to use up from Michael's. And actually, I went through and I broke down a lot of my page kits this week. And I found some papers as I was breaking them down that looked good with that collection, so I actually added them to it. So now I've pretty much replaced all the paper I took out of it by adding sheets from the broken down page collections. So for example, that green polka dot with the medallion on the left of the page, that's from the Bo Bunny Ambrosia collection. That's not from this paper pack. So now I'm just sort of laying out my scraps and seeing where I want them. And I used my fingernail to mark that yellow piece where I wanted to cut it. I do that when I'm too lazy to get a pencil. So. And then again, I'm just going to use my ATG, and I'm not adding adhesive around the edges so that I can slide things underneath if I need to. And this, the yellow damask, the wood grain with the flowers, and the pink gingham are all from that collection. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with this pink piece, how I want to put it on the project, and I decide I want it to go behind the yellow. So I'm just pulling that up, and then I'm putting it down, and so that's going to work really well. And then I just want to add this blue. So I'm just going to run some adhesive around down this lace paper. Then I'm going to cut it when it gets to the end. These scissors are, I just got the Cutter Bee Teflon scissors not too long ago. That's what those scissors are. They're non-stick ones. They're really nice. They're really, really nice. It's a great detail scissor that doesn't, that's non-stick. It's, I haven't found until now a detail scissor I really liked that was non-stick. So these are die cuts from the cut apart page in the Recollections pack. And I'm just kind of thinking I might use them. And I end up using one of them only. And that's the one that says Sincerely Yours. And I'm going to cut it so it has a thin blue border around it. And when I cut items like this, I try to keep, for the most part, I didn't do it here, but it's easier to cut a detail like that if you move the piece in your non-cutting hand instead of moving your cutting hand. So I just peeled back the adhesive on the back of the photo, and I stuck the Sincerely Yours die cut underneath, and I adhered it so that you couldn't tell that it was a journaling spot. I covered all the lines, and that way it just looks like a tab. So then I decided I didn't like the oval tab once I cut the edge off it. I didn't like the oval shape, but I do still like this wood grain butterfly, so I'm actually going to cut the butterfly out. And I'm going to use the butterfly as a separate embellishment. And I just love this wood grain butterfly. It's really cute. I need to think of a word to use other than cute. It gives great texture. I love the natural look of it. It's a real fine wood grain versus the wood grain butterfly stamp that I have from my Mind's Eye that matches this collection. It's a more chunky wood grain. So I do like the wood grain of the butterfly a little bit better. And then before I glue the photo down, I just wanted to see if there was any other papers I liked, and there wasn't really anything that I enjoyed. So now I'm writing out on a piece of scenic route grid paper the whole story of my sister and the rabies shot and the monkey. And this is going to go on the back of the photo that's on the hinge. And that was a Zig Millennium pen. They're really nice pens for journaling. And I'm going to just kind of center this on there and just trim the edges. And my craft knife looks really clean because I lost my craft knife, or I broke it, actually. And so I had to get rid of it. So I replaced it with another Martha Stewart craft knife because I did really like it. And it didn't break because of a design flaw. It was definitely something I did to it. So I decided to replace it with the same exact model. I tried the Prima craft knife, but I didn't like it at all. And once I realized that it didn't take standard blades, and that meant I wouldn't be able to use my X12 X-Life blades that I love so much. So I was like, no thanks. Not interested. So there, I was just showing you how the flap will work on the page. So what'll happen is the photo of my sister, where the monkey is looking for my sister, and she's totally hidden by the pillar, will be on the front. And then when you flip that photo open, you'll see my sister peeking out from the pillar looking at the monkey. And then you'll see the journaling as well to read the whole story. So now I just want to stamp this camera. And that was the brown sugar Jenny Bolin ink, and I didn't get a good stamped image. So now this is my Ranger Archival ink and coffee. But that pad is old and needs to be refilled, and I haven't done it yet, so I didn't use that. So then I grabbed my Colorbox Fluid Chalk ink and Chestnut Roan, and I didn't get the image I wanted from that. So now I'm trying the other Ranger ink and then realizing I just need to get my big pad of the Ranger Archival ink and coffee because it's actually wetter. And then I finally get the image I'm looking for. And this little camera stamp is from one of the stamp sets that came with, or that coordinates with the Dear Lizzie line from American Crafts. So now I'm just going to cut the camera out. And I'm going to go around the outside of the camera. And then I'm going to go back through, and I'm actually going to cut out the straps with a craft knife. And so, because I don't want that much white. Some of the areas with the straps have quite a bit of white. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all those out. And I'm pretty handy with a craft knife, and I like cutting with the craft knife. It's not a problem for me. So I'm just gonna go in and grab it. And same with cutting by hand. When I'm cutting with the craft knife, I try to keep my cutting arm straight, and I will rotate the item I'm cutting as needed, and that helps me be more accurate. So now I have my camera and my wood grain butterfly, and I'm gonna work on the title. And the title is Rabies. This guy has it, and I'm just getting my title arranged the way I want. These are American Crafts stickers, and I think they're I want to say Amy Tangerine. Nope, they're just regular thickers. Rockabye is the name of the font. So, but it's a great font. It's a nice serif font. And it's pretty compact compared to some of their other fonts. So you can really have, for a long title, this is a really good choice. So now I'm just kind of putting that photo where it's going to be in the final project. This smile in the word or letter tiles is also from the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan stamp set from American Crafts. And I just didn't think that the gray was sharp enough for what I wanted for this layout. So I'm just using some pens to outline the tiles to give them definition. And then I'm going to go in with a thicker pen and fill in the letters. And that actually gives me more of the look that I'm after for this layout. And so now I'm gonna add some foam adhesive to these elements to give them dimension so that they'll stand off the page a little bit. And I realized after I added my my title is like the way that that little journaling spot that I cut up with the Sincerely Yours looks, it looks like the Rabies, this guy has it, Sincerely Yours, which came across a little bit snarky, but I actually didn't change it because she should have gotten that Rabies shot. So, and then this wouldn't have happened to her. So lesson learned, you know. And that was one of the things that she did when she came back, was she did say she should have just gotten the rabies shot, because then she wouldn't have had to worry about animals while she was overseas. Okay, so now I'm going to add foam adhesive to the butterfly wings, and then to the butterfly body I'm going to add liquid adhesive. And that's so the liquid adhesive will hold the butterfly body down to the page, and the foam adhesive will keep the wings from collapsing into the page once it's in an album. And the adhesive that I use, you saw with that fine detail, it's called Best Glue Ever. That's actually the name of the adhesive. And basically what it does is it starts as a white liquid glue and it dries to glue dots, just like glue dots, and clear like glue dots. And so basically, what the glue, the way I think of it is that it allows me to make glue dots of any size and shape that I like or want. And so that's what I use it for, and it's really useful for that. Now I'm just using it to create small glue dots in an oval around my sister. And I'm going to adhere gems to it just so you can see my sister. She spotted the monkey in that photo and she's keeping well away from him. And I have this bling swirl from Kaisercraft. That's the color, just the right color for my layout. So I'm just going to cut it up and apply those gems in not a circle, an oval around my sister, just so that no one misses her up there in the corner like that. So, because they'll see the monkey since he's right in the center of that photo, and someone is pointing to him in the photo. No one will miss the monkey when they look at the layout, but they might miss my sister up there in the corner. And so that's just why I made the oval. So now that all my gems are on, it goes into a page protector, and then I'm going to very carefully just run my craft knife blade down this edge here to cut the page protector. And it doesn't take much pressure to cut a page protector, so just lightly does it. And then I'm going to put this, I removed the adhesive from the flap, and so now I'm gonna, or the backing from the adhesive, so now I'm going to slide it under. And this isn't the easiest thing in the world to do, but I did get it done. And that makes the flap, and that completes the layout. So there's another layout for my sister's album, and this one is from Cambodia. Thanks so much for watching.